Hi, everybody. Welcome to the ABC's RPGs. I'm your host this week. My name's Justin. My pronouns are he, him. Today, the purpose of what we're doing here is to teach you how to play new and exciting tabletop RPGs. You will be learning alongside us. You will be watching us make a few mistakes. That's cool because we're going to condense this down and put it on YouTube later. For you to enjoy and get a little bit more concise learning experience from us and the mistakes that we made while we're playing. I'm going to introduce my troupe. We'll go around the horn. Dalton, kick us off.
Yep.
And then we'll just go clockwise, and then Ashley, it's Bessie.
Cool. My name is Dalton. I've got he, him pronouns. I'm playing a character named Benny Grebe, who cares a lot about the rules and stuff of werewolf society and wants to make sure that nobody's going too far outside those bounds, and will use those teeth and claws that Gaia gave him to enforce them. Unfortunately, Dan couldn't be here this week, but next up I think is Spencer.
Yeah. So, I'm Spencer. My pronouns are he, him. I'm playing a werewolf named Z Osman, or a Garou named Z Osman. He is the Auspice Philodox. He's very much of the order, enforcing things, the arbiter of things. He very much is by the book. But as we found out last session, he doesn't know how to talk to the police, and in fact is very poor at it. And I feel like that's going to bite him in the butt later. So we'll find out what happens.
The issue wasn't how the conversation went. It was that the conversation happened at all.
It was avoidable.
You were entirely given the opportunity to walk away.
And I specifically went and talked to her. Yeah. So, yeah.
You have options. You can do things in this world.
And I chose to do that.
Yeah, it's very. I one of the things that I think for our viewers, one of the things that makes Werewolf super cool is that it's very, very open ended, and you can give your characters a lot of options within the world. The way that the storyteller guidance is set up is that they'll give you takeaways that they want your players to have. They'll give you, character stats if you need it, if there's NPCs that they're going to deal with that need. Largely, your NPCs won't. They'll give you kind of a quick blurb about what they're like or how they're supposed to behave in a scene if they're encountered. But other than that, as long as your players are getting those kind of key points that you want to keep moving the story forward, however they get that is really up to you as the storyteller. And because your characters are going to do, your players, the rest of your troop will do stuff that you haven't planned for. And I think that one of the things that Werewolf and Renegade does very well here is allow you to roll with the flow very well. In that respect. Speaking of things that we did not do well.
Wait, we got to introduce Ashley. We got to introduce Ashley. I know. I'm usually last, but last but not least, we have Ashley.
Hi, I'm Ashley. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing a character named Tyga. She is a wolf-born Garou, which is a very fun character to play and explore. And essentially that means instead of living her life as a human for a while and then, the full moon and blah, 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 except it wasn't a full moon. It was like a quarter moon because my auspice is a theurge. Turned into a wolf. She was a wolf and kind of went all crazy in her Krynos form and then was like a cold, naked, blood-spattered human wandering around. Because it's been very fun to explore that. And, she's illiterate. She's claimed that she can drive vehicles, but no one has let her, and I think that's for the best. but she is, as I was saying, that her auspice is a theurge, so she's a little bit more into like the mystic occult kind of thing. And her tribe is the Heart Wardens. And basically that means that she is really into protecting kind of like the local territory or nature in her specific area. In particular for her, she's really keen on protecting the hunting grounds for her original pack before she shifted. And that's me, Justin, to launch into things that we messed up.
Before we do that, if anybody's watching right now and they're like, well, wait, auspice, what the hell are you guys talking about? The way that characters are created is you pick kind of a background. Either you're a human-born Garou or you are a wolf-born Garou. Garou is the werewolf, the apocalypse name for the mystical race of werewolves. Because there's different kinds of werewolves. Not true Garou, which are the protectors of the earth. Given shape-shifting powers, among others. The next thing is we use auspice. You can think of auspice a little bit like class, if the game that you're most familiar, or if you're only familiar with D&D. Think of auspice a little bit more like your class. There are 5 phases of the moon: the new moon, the quarter moon, the half moon, the gibbous moon, and the full moon. And under those will kind of determine what abilities you get. The new moon being dark are usually kind of roguey sort of characters. The waxing moon is the, right, that's what you, Philodox, right? They are the arbiters of the society, kind of judges and lawyers of Garou society. The half moon is that the theurges?
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Moons.
Yeah, I'm the half moon. Philodoxes are the half moon. So
Philodoxes are the half moon.
Crescent is the theurge, yeah.
Half dark, half light, arbiters of judgment and balance. The theurge are the waning moons, the waxing moons.
Crescent.
It just says crescent.
Crescent.
It doesn't say whether it's waxing or waning.
Well, I think that means that it's the wax, the stage in between the half moon and the new moon. They exist more in darkness. They are the mystics. The gibbous moon is Gallard. Yes, and if you are only really familiar with D&D, think of them as bards.
Mm-hmm.
They are the storytellers and lord keepers. And the full moon is the full deal. They are the warriors, police of Garou society,
which is what Dalton is.
Now, you pick a tribe which can really maybe more be equated to race in D&D, if that's something you're not super familiar, trying to make these easy comparisons. This game really doesn't have one-to-one necessarily, but your tribe will determine some of your abilities, your outlook on life, which is why I kind of relate it more to race rather than human or wolf-born, because that's really more of a background issue, and kind of like how you view the world and view your place in Garou society, or view Garou in the world at large. Some of them are a little bit more technologically adept. Some of them are more focused on preserving Gaia. Some of them are more leadership oriented. All of this can be, of course, found in the core book around from pages 55 to 114, or maybe 81, depending on how you kind of look at it. So,
can I add one quick note about the auspices?
Yes, of course.
It's just a fun fact. I was looking up kind of what these words all actually mean outside of the context of Werewolf the Apocalypse, and they all have meanings, which I didn't know. I had never heard of any of these words before. But Galliard, for example, is a dance from the Renaissance time period. So I think that is like super interesting how that character is like a bard type character.
Also a character in Attack on Titan.
It is, but he doesn't do any sort of dancing. He just is bitey.
You could consider that a form of art.
Of dancing?
Yeah, a form of dancing. Jumping around.
I'm not sure if I can say
jumping around as the Jaw Titan.
Arts.
Yes, that's right.
Theurgy is a branch of divine magic as opposed to thaumaturgy, which is practical magic. So, you know, those little things I just think was a super cool detail. But anyways, you were saying, Justin.
Thaumaturgy is practical magic? It's supposed to be practical magic?
Yeah, that's why you get it as a general spell casting tool as a cleric.
But all of it is just like little illusions and stuff like that. You can't even do really anything with thaumaturgy.
Practical magic.
Okay,
like,
sure.
Fun enough movie, Practical Magic. When did that come out? In the 80s?
Nicole Kidman. And both.
Anyways, as you were saying, Justin.
Yeah, and if you actually look at this, so a lot of the auspices actually have so Philodox means philosopher in Greek. It doesn't exactly mean philosopher, but it's a combination of a couple of Greek words, and the basic gist is philosopher. They one thing that is cool is so this game borrows a lot from ancient lores from many cultures, not just Western civilizations. Very, very, very cool stuff. Lots of kind of Easter eggs in all of the language and the lore. The tribes themselves take a lot from shape-shifting lore from all over the world. Older editions did this even a little bit more heavily, but for the sake of inclusion in this newer edition, some of that was eschewed. But yeah. So, and Garou, unlike werewolves, are somewhat more cognizant beings. However, they do possess the ability to kind of go into that more feral state, which is called a frenzy. They use their powers through something called rage, which is not just anger. It is a deep burning passion within one's soul. Exemplifications of rage in nature are exploding volcanoes, monsoons, tsunamis, tornadoes. They're not necessarily anger. They're just capable of great destruction and change. A tornado is neither good nor bad. It just is. And much like in the throes of the Krynos form and using the rage, it just is kind of a powerful force of destruction. It can be aimed, much like how, magma can kind of be directed from volcano flows, but, it still is red hot no matter what you do. It is maybe a good way to describe it. Although if you're watching and you have a better way to kind of verbalize this concept, leave a comment. We love to hear from our fans. We do. We really do. Anyway, that being said, introductions of the game and our troupe having been done, we're going to go on to slight lessons learned. So if you have been following along with us, you've been watching us roll. The way that the system is set up is actually a fairly simple set. It's fairly simple with lots of rules. The way that you get things done in this game is you describe what you want to do, and sometimes based on how well you've described what you want to do, you can get either, sometimes bonus die, sometimes less die, based on what's going around in your environment. But your stats are set up on a 1 through 5 system where you get pips based on chosen arrays. And pips are just a fancy way of saying dots on your character sheet. And each one of these little dots, pips, represents a die that you can roll to do a thing. Really common examples of roles would be pulling up, and we were given a handy cheat sheet by a fan of this game. And as soon as I stop being silly, there we go. So, you have 3 kinds of attributes: physical, social, and mental. Examples of some of these roles that you would, and then you have sets of skills that also kind of, and they used to kind of be, and they somewhat are organized in your character sheet. The physical skills are kind of underneath the physical traits. The social skills like etiquette, and physical skills, of course, would be something like athletics or stealth. Your social skills would be performance or etiquette, and your mental skills would be things like academics and science, or occult. And so if you were trying to sneak, for example, it would be your dexterity plus your stealth. And if you had 3 pips in dexterity and 3 pips in stealth, your dice pool would be, you'd roll 6 of these D10 or 10-sided dice to see if you can do that. Now, you're like, well, how does rage work, Justin? Because that's how you are. I'm deciding that you're saying that. Good question, viewer.
How does rage work, Justin?
That's an awesome question, Spencer. So rage works is rage actually takes over some of your dies, and that is representative of this primal fury boiling underneath, waiting to be free. So anytime your players would make a roll, they would roll some of that pool as rage dice, and those rage dice would be equal to the number of pips that you have in rage, which you can find at the bottom of your page 1 of your character sheet, underneath your gifts and rights. And gifts and rights are kind of like powers and abilities. Again, don't really have a 1-to-1. A lot of things in this game don't have a 1-to-1 in D&D. So if you are more familiar with D&D, you're just going to have to bear with for a little bit. Watch our stream, get some of the finer points down. And so some of your die would be rage. And if you can still succeed. However, if you get 10s on your rage dice, what they're called brutal successes. And depending upon what you're trying to do, they can be either good or bad, helpful or harm, impediments. If you're trying to do something violent, they're really helpful. Really, really helpful. If you are trying to not do something violent, they're not as helpful and can actually be detrimental. Rolling 2 brutals.
A brutal is actually a 1 or a 2 on a D10.
Oh, it's 1 or a 2? Oh, I lied. It's a
10 would just come up as a regular critical success. That
regular critical
count
success.
as multiple if with the pairs.
Thank you, Ashley. Yeah, so your failures count worse. Or better, depending. You actually kind of want to fail if you're in kind of a fight situation. You want your your rage dice to be 1s. So And that happens whether they are in one of their werewolf forms or not. And if you've been following along with us, that is something that we have not done very well. I did not realize that you always roll rage dice, even though you are not in one of your
Rage forms.
Yeah, the Glabro, which is kind of a form that looks a little bit like the old school, the 1930s Wolfman movie, if you're familiar with the Universal film. There is a Hispo, which is a dire wolf form, kind of, much bigger, much more powerful than a regular wolf. And then there is, like, what's his name from Game of Thrones, the white one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, they're all white in Game of Thrones. No, I kid.
Pedro Pascal might take offense to that, but the rest.
Maybe. And he's fair. If he takes offense to it, he can get at me, and that's fair. And I'll take that lashing. I'll take that tongue lashing.
Yeah.
He's earned it. Anyway, the white wolf in Game of Thrones is that Hispo form kind of wolf. And then there, of course, is the Krynos, which is the traditional werewolf kind of that we all think of. The anthropomorphic with the wolf head and giant claws.
The hulked out werewolf.
Hulked out werewolf. So now that we know that I have not been as thorough in the rules as I could have been with my players, they are going to get the unabashed full rules this round, and you're going to be watching the three of them fight for their lives this session.
Well, the whole rage dice concept, that wasn't included in the older editions, right? This is like a new 5th edition thing for Werewolf?
No, rage was always included.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I just messed that up because I haven't put it in my 10 years.
Oh, we're learning.
So, in summary, the number of rage dice that you're supposed to roll each time you're rolling is however much rage you have.
Yep.
So, and then there's rage checks, which is just one rage d10. And that determines if you keep or lose rage when you shift?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or
that's exactly what that is. So using that rage, or sometimes when you use gifts, or when you regenerate. So a rage success is 6 to 10, no rage loss. Failure at 0 to 5, or 1 to 5. You lose 1 rage. If you do not have any rage, you have lost your connection to the wolf and cannot use rights, gifts, or exchange forms. If you start to gain more than 5 rage, you start to suffer willpower damage, which is the strain of keeping your rage suppressed on that has a psychological toll on your being. You can use rage for quite a few things. Healing damage is one of them. Werewolves are able to shrug off wounds that would normally kill a human. If you fail that rage, that is kind of your rage. You are using some of that passion to change your form. And it kind of like bleeds off a little bit. That fury and that passion are lost in the game. So lots of things can be done with rage. we may end up seeing a lot of these uses of rage die this session.
If we're keeping where we left off on our last rage, I only have one rage left because I failed a rage roll last time.
Cool.
So
yep. Nobody has gained. Nope. It's the middle of the afternoon. Nobody has had an opportunity to
howl at the moon.
Yeah.
Howl at the moon.
Don't worry, I can punch you later.
Rage back.
I can humiliate you.
Oh, great!
Get rage back.
that would work.
Provocation.
Yeah,
humiliation.
That's true. It would really have to be very humiliating for them to get angry enough for the rage to build.
Oh boy.
I think one of the rights, I don't think anybody took it, but one of the rights also, I think, adds rage.
The Galliard has songs that can do that, too.
Yeah. The Galliard can build rage. There are powers, gifts, and rights that let you build rage as well. But nobody took those.
Nope.
That's
I might lose the wolf.
Accurate, actually. I have Moonriled, which is gives me an additional point of rage at the first howl at the moon.
But that's just for you, right?
Yes, it doesn't apply to other people, but I get 2 points or 2 pips of rage instead of 1 every time I howl at the moon. And I don't think that's like optional. I don't think I can be like, I don't want more rage. I think I have to be like, either I'm going to howl at the moon or I'm not. Because right now, if I howl at the moon, I'm going to get to 5 real quick.
Yeah, you're also just going to be screaming at the sun.
Well, I know that, but in like 6 hours.
In like 6 hours,
yeah. Yeah, but that being said, I think we covered some of our mistakes from last session. We covered kind of general overview.
There are no mistakes, just happy accidents.
Yeah, well, we covered all the happy accidents.
Learning points.
Learning points. I love that.
Yeah.
No mistakes, only learning points.
In the corporate sphere, we call them learning opportunities.
Hey.
I did think of another question.
Sure.
Nobody here has gone into the Krynos form yet.
However, as far as I'm aware, no.
Correct. You disappeared also.
Bye, Justin.
On the character sheet, underneath the attributes, there's health, willpower, and then there's 4 little boxes for Krynos. What are those boxes for?
Oh,
that's a good question.
Health. Your health increases by 4 levels. If you look at on the second page of the character sheet, there's a bunch of stuff under Krynos that has extra stuff because you get different extra like things in the different forms, and one of them for the Krynos is health levels plus 4. So you get 4 extra health boxes.
So that explains why it's underneath the health bar. Yep. You get your 4 extra health.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's cool. I just didn't put 2 and 2 together.
No, that's okay. It's not. I mean, just looking at that page 1, it's not the most intuitive, but yeah, that is why it's there. Do we have any more questions before we?
I'm good. I know we've been using Roll20 for rolling, but I guess we could always say like it goes from left to right, like the first whatever dice are our rage dice when we roll.
I might just ask you to roll your rage dice first, and then,
okay, yeah, and then do the same.
Dice. Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, they're not making it easy for me to write macros for these sorts of things.
Sorry.
True.
Sorry.
I do like the macros.
When I say they, I mean Renegade. I don't mean you, Justin. You didn't write these rules.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I think we'll do.
Deciding to enforce them.
Yeah, I am just deciding to enforce them. That's true. Yeah. So anyway, also your gifts. Usually speaking, your gifts need to be. You need to be in one of your werewolf forms. You're one of your morph forms. in order to use your gifts, unless the powers that don't will be specifically called out, usually toward the end of the gift description.
Okay.
In the gift section, it usually calls it out at the end, like you can use this in any form. I have gone through your powers though this week and taken a look at who can use what in what form. I think for you, Dalton, you don't need to worry about it. You need to be in your Glabro, Hispo, or Krynos form to use all of your gifts.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Ashley is the most flexible because I think she has two. Yeah, she has two gifts that can be used in any form. And then I think, yeah, you do. You can your Mother's Touch and Blessed Brew can be used in it.
So what about the penumbral?
Yeah, you could have been in Hispo form for that stuff, but
I believe
or Glabro.
I was in my Glabro form, actually.
I was in my Glabro.
Oh, were you both in?
Well, no,
okay,
I don't think when I casted it, but I did shift into Glabro at some point. So I should have done
True.
that earlier.
I may have been in Lupus. But now I know.
Yeah,
so
now we know.
For Shadow Passage, does that mean I also need to be in one of the shifted forms, but it doesn't matter which one?
For Shadow Passage?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, that's a right. That's different.
That's different.
The rights, the rights are not really specific about form, or not from what I saw with using rights. Rights, you did not need to be in a specific form to use them. You do need to have, in order to use a right, though, you need to have a right master who has already learned that right. And then the other Garou can help the right master accomplish it more efficiently. You must have at least 1 point of rage. The die pool traits are noted in the right and need to be are of those of the right master. So you only get the right master's die pool, but each participant can contribute 1 rage die, and each participant who knows the right can contribute 1 regular die as well. So you can teach your fellow Garou rights when you have time, especially if you have practiced that right before. So, back then, it would have been you kind of doing the right by yourself. But you were in a cairn, so the DC was very low. Trying to break the veil in the middle of like the city or a sterile lab makes it much more difficult. But at a cairn itself, it is, I think it's only a DC of 2, so it's very easy to pierce. Yeah, because it doesn't say anything about you needing to be, it is susceptible to brutal failures. So things can go horribly wrong when you try and do raids. But I don't think, I'm reading it right now, I don't think that you need to be in a particular form to observe a rite.
Yeah,
although it's not uncommon to be in Krynos or some such form, so that you have say more rage die. Yeah.
Yeah. I just thanks for bringing that up. I totally missed that going through. But I did just look through all my forms, so that's super helpful to know because it looks like only my sense the true form can be cast in any form, and I know it said like if there is like something that says it casted in any form, there may be limitations. It doesn't look like my sense the true form has any limitations, but it's good to know that like that's the only one I can do outside of my normal forms. So
And
And a lot of them make sense, like for penumbral senses, it specifically says at like the beginning, it's like your wolf eyes glow, So like, you are in one of these forms and it's very obvious that you're using this gift.
yeah.
yeah, and it's something to keep in mind too that the book makes clear that because of the way the action economy works, most of the time you're able to shift and do the gift in the same turn.
That's good to know.
It's just going to be fairly obvious when it might be more obvious to a nearby human that like you shifted and did a gift, and you might be more likely to get caught.
Yep.
If you just cause delirium, they'll forget it. I'm kidding. It's not the best thing to do.
Well, so if you do it in your Glabro form, you don't immediately cause delirium.
It's just Trinos.
It's just the Krynos form.
So like if we think about it, like last session where Dan was using his gift to be invisible, he would have had to do a rage check to shift into his one of his like supernatural forms, but it all still would have been one turn. Like rage check, shift, stand completely still for 8 hours in the bathroom. That would have all been like one smooth action in one turn.
And then sit back before he leaves.
Yeah.
And because of the way the action economy works, like I don't think I would have found any problem in any of this.
Cool.
Because I think shifting is a bonus action. We'll check on that for it. Don't check on that for us. In the meanwhile, I'm going to recap really quick. So, our troop is a group of cubs, so to speak, in Garou society, where they are new Garou. They have been put on a quest to gain full status within the society. The elder that was in charge of their rite of transition had said that there was disturbances. Guy had alerted them to disturbances in a park outside of the city. They went to go investigate this park. They found a ritual murder site that had been led by a leader of a horticultural society named Rickard Muller.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Sure, that makes me feel better. They got to the site. They found 4 dead bodies. They found 4 corpses. They also learned that this took place at a sleeping cairn, which is an inactive holy werewolf site. They learned that the cult of Fenris had something to do with it, which is a evil sect of Garou who may be controlling or instructing Rickard to be doing these dark rituals. They are looking for. They also noticed that there was 5 graves. One was empty. They learned that it was occupied by a woman. It was supposed to be occupied by a woman named Hannah Harcourt, who they have been trying to track down. Their quest has led them to the home of Rickard Muller, who has just been shadier and shadier by the moment.
It's nasty.
And they got there, and it is disheveled, and it smells like blood and ash. And
He's been murdering.
Yeah, it smells disgusting.
Sorry,
Smells like the
loitering.
Moita. It smells like the inside of Buffalo Bill's basement.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So they learned that they also found a piece of paper with a couple of the victims' names that they found at the site of the ritual sacrifice crossed out already, and more names to follow. At the bottom was Hannah's name written in blue ink, as if it was added after the list was printed. And I think...
And a password was scrawled on the back.
And the password to the computer was scrawled on the back. They have been searching. They found out that he has been stalking his victims for quite some time now in a very methodical way. It's giving serial killer.
As if the smell didn't already.
Yes, as if the smell didn't give it already.
By the way, the form's shape-shifting rules are on page 134. That's where it started. It says shifting form is a 2-dice minor action, requires a rage check according to the form's cost. So minor action.
You're right.
Yeah.
Those are the words that are used to describe that.
Yeah.
But I don't know in context what a 2-dice minor action means. Those are all words that form a phrase, but devoid of context, and I can't find what any of those things mean.
Yeah. It is a little confusing because they do they do note that a rage check is just 1 die in the rage section of the rule book. So I'm not exactly sure what the 2-die thing means. And since it's not really affecting anything we're doing, I'm going to leave it alone because rule of cool.
Yeah.
Maybe they were referring to Krenos because that's a 2 race checks, but I don't know.
From what I can tell, the 2-dice minor action means like it's incurring some sort of penalty on your dice pool. Or like
So
other things taken.
Trying to it's oh wait, no, I remember now. Yeah, so if you're trying to do something else, there is it subtracts 2 die from your die pool.
Okay.
So whatever your major action is, because you're already doing something else, you're not going to be able to do the thing that you're trying to do as well.
Gotcha. Okay, so if you're shifting on your turn and you have to make another check because
if you're like shifting into you lose 2 die from your
Cool.
strength attack, for example, using your claws. Now that's okay because once you shift, your physical tests get a 4-dice bonus. So it's really you're still up 2 die. Likewise, if you were going into Glabro, you would just use your regular die pool if you were doing a physical test, like you were going to attack somebody with your small claws.
Mm-hmm.
You get a 2-dice bonus to your physical attack anyway, so you would just use your normal dice.
To elaborate on our example with Dan's character from last session with shifting and hiding in the bathroom and turning invisible, because it's a minor action and it takes 2 dice. Gifts are treated like a full action, so if the gift is performed in the same turn as shape-shifting, it receives a 2-dice penalty. So you would have been able to shift and do the invisibility thing all in the same turn, but he would have had a 2-dice penalty to his gift because he used those 2 dice to...
Yeah. Now, in this specific example, because you guys were kind of occupying the receptionist's time, and he kind of had a little bit of time to go up, he could have shifted on his way up the stairs.
And then made it as 2 separate actions, correct?
And made it as 2 separate actions, which I may have let him do. If he jumped in the bathroom and was actively being followed, to do
then
all
you would
of
get
this.
the 2 dice penalty.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Because that's all. Because so time works a little bit differently, viewers. In Werewolf, actions work a little bit differently. You, as the storyteller, need to decide when. It's not a standardized thing. It's up to your discretion as the storyteller. My rule is that if it makes the story more interesting, choose that action. So if Dan was being pursued, like, so for example, he was going to use this gift and he was actively being followed. And he tries to like jump around a corner real quick and then turn completely invisible. Absolutely. That is tough to do. Somebody's hot on his tail, maybe literally. You would have had that kind of will they, won't they moment, which adds suspense to your storytelling, which as a horror genre, which is what this is, you want as much suspense as possible. That being said, if there's no stakes, don't make your players fail a stupid roll because, there's nothing to really lose.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you just end up with like frustrated players who wanted to do something maybe and they couldn't do it because they got dumb. So if there's stakes, have them roll. If there's not, and they can just they should be able to do it based on if they have if their dice pool is double the difficulty class, just go ahead and let them do it. Don't hold them up. Move the story along.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I believe that you all are in the living room. There's piles of trash everywhere. But the piles of trash have these gear paths through them where Rickard would go back and forth from the couch to the kitchen. You guys have seen that there is a giant freezer in the middle of the hallway on the way to the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
So we will fade back into the scene. Dan's character for this scene, because he could not join us due to a health emergency, will be clickety-clacking doing research on the computer, and I will give you stuff that he should have been able to kind of maybe pull out of the scene. Clickety-clack.
Cool.
For my present players, you're in the house. About, I don't know, like 2 in the afternoon. You guys were...
Go ahead, Ash.
I believe that I was in my lupus form, and I had been doing some sniffing, and I had found that the smell from Rickard's office, that was very musky, is like 10 times worse here. And the stench is getting worse in the direction of the bedrooms. So I wanted my character to go into the bedrooms and do some exploring there. Spencer, what were you going to say?
I was going to try to listen to make sure there's nobody else that sounds like they're in the house. Like after we kind of like walked in, there's no other scurrying or footsteps going on.
Oh, yeah. Okie dokie. So let's pull up the old roll the 20s. Roll some 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Except they're 10s.
Okay.
Yes, we're going to pull up roll 20 and roll some 10s. Let's see. What do you roll for me, buddy? What are you going to roll for me? You're going to roll...
would it be something plus awareness, like wits or intelligence plus awareness?
I think yeah. We're just gonna go. What did my cheat sheet say? What's my cheat sheet say? Yeah, you're gonna roll some wits plus awareness.
Okay, great. My wits is 4, and my awareness is 2. So added together, that's 6. But I have 1 rage, so I roll 1 rage dice and 5 normal dice, right?
Yeah, roll your rage dice first.
All right, here's 1d10 for my rage dice. Boop. It's a 9, so that's 1 success. And then 5 for my normal dice. That's 2 successes. So, oh, wait. No, 1 success. Okay, so I did it. Sorry, I put in the command wrong. I put it greater than 5, but it's counting 5 as success. So only 2 successes in total. Not 1 or not 3.
When I pasted the command for greater than 6, that was on purpose. It greater than means to roll 20. That means to them greater than or equal to.
Got it. Okay. My bad. So yeah, just 2 successes.
You don't hear anything.
All right. I think we're alone now.
Yep. As far as you are aware, you are alone.
Now our heart is the only sound.
Dalton already busted in the door, and I feel like someone would have
He came yelling.
come. Yeah, it wasn't subtle. So what's going on in the bedrooms? Can I get in there?
Oh yeah. So there's a.
I have no hands, so I can't.
You have no hands. You're gonna have to like jump up and over this freezer that's kind of blocking the way.
I have no hands and I must jump.
Yeah, I'm gonna do
Never
that
mind,
because
that's
I'm not
totally
gonna be
good.
able to open the freezer chest to look in it. But maybe one of my companions will do that while I'm in the bedrooms.
Don't tell me what to do.
Plugged in.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like gotten like an extension cord. It's just like it's too big to fit in the kitchen.
Yeah. Is
So
there
he just
anything
put it in the hallway. Like
pulling
I don't want to know what's in that freezer.
under it?
Yeah.
Pulling.
Spencer
in
and
it?
I have trauma related to chest freezers.
so you guys are not gonna open the freezer?
No, we will.
Cool. So you're making your way
Downtown.
downtown, rolling fast. Smells like blood. Doo, doo. Now,
Do.
eat you. Cause I need that blood. Yeah. So you get into so there's one of them. There's a door that's kind of open.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a door that. What are you doing?
Which one stinks more?
They both kind of stink in different ways.
I'll go to the one that has the open door and
Cool. You kind of like push it open. You see, you get in there and you see just a filthy room. There are more similar piles of trash. But they seem to be kind of like just regular piles of trash. There is you notice that his bed has been, and it's like one of those kind of like fold out ones. It's not like proper like poster bed or anything like that. It's been like
it's a futon.
No, it's not like a futon. It's like the ones you get in a box, you know? I mean, like, and then there's like the mat.
Yeah, they come like compressed, and they like gradually like. Yep, I know what you're talking about.
So it's like a box spring kind of thing. Like there's a firmer pad underneath and the actual mattress, but it doesn't really matter because they've been hoisted up against the wall. Now they're vertical, blocking the window. The lamp is on, and you notice that there are some piles of books and magazines and what look like printouts, like paper printouts.
Would like to shift into my Hamid form, which should be free, so I don't need to roll a rage die.
Nope. You can freely shift between your wolf and human forms with just as a bonus action. But in this case, boom, bonus action happens. You're on to your next action. Go for it.
Great. So I am now humanoid, and I would like to call out. I'm like, hey guys, I see things, but they require reading. Can you guys come look at them? And then I leave the room and open the doorknob to the other bedroom.
Yeah, of course, Taiga, and I'll follow to where the things.
Shifting back or lupus form or something.
I am going to open the doorknob with my human hand.
Yeah.
And then shift into lupus form to continue exploring.
Okay. And as soon as you didn't really smell it in your human form, but that that visceral smell assaults your senses. Weirdly enough, this is actually much cleaner than the rest of the house.
Even though it reeks more.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Concerning.
Rituals. Yeah, I'm gonna go read that stuff that Taiga couldn't read.
Cool. Let's deal with the reading first, and then we'll get back to you, Ashley.
Perfect.
So yeah,
Dalton, where's your character?
So what I kind of want to do is I want to look around the house to try to find out the last time someone really was here. Like I want to be looking for last mail that's left out. I want to look at expiration dates on food.
There's a burger that has a couple of bites and some fries left that isn't moldy or anything.
Okay. So there someone here within the last couple days. It's not an entirely abandoned, left alone for a while type of thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then when you found that laptop was plugged in and running.
Okay. So this is a still regularly used. This dude comes around here fairly often. It seems kind of situation.
Reasonable deduction to me.
Cool. Then I'll go.
You understand why I can't give you a definitive answer on that, right?
Yeah. I wasn't asking for this. But he was here 3 hours ago.
There are piles that have that are just. I mean, they're clearly they're rotting garbage on them, and there's. You find in the kitchen, in the kitchen, there's he got down to the last bite and was just kind of done with it, maybe from a day or two ago.
I'll just go with Z to read whatever
is in the office, I believe.
Yeah.
So you kind of hop over the freezer, and you recall you guys start to look at this pile of books. Benny, what is your occult? And give me an occult and resolve. Yeah.
Okay. Resolve is a 2.
He asked me.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I just assume I'm the main character here, so.
Right. So
Benny's gonna do this.
I have a resolve of 3. I have an occult of 1 for a total of 4. My question is, would my specialization in my Cult of Fenris occult knowledge apply?
Give me one without the specialization.
Okay. So I've got 4 dice in my pool. Got 2 rage, so 2 of them are going to be rage dice.
Oh, you said 2. You said you have 4.
Yeah, I have 4 total.
Yeah, give yourself that extra one.
All right.
Because while you're rolling that, because you have that pool of 4, you immediately recognize some of the books on the bottom as like intro to cult stuff. Like it's kind of like commercial picky kind of stuff that really, I mean, would kind of lead you down the path if you were really looking for other stuff. But generally speaking, it's pop occult nonsense.
I only got 1 success, so nothing too crazy.
You do get a brutal outcome, but I guess it doesn't matter because you're not trying to destroy the book.
My rage dice were the 2d10 first, and those were... Oh, no, those are 2s.
2s.
Yeah.
But I don't think it would matter, no? Because you're not trying to...
I think it's just the immediate failure.
Damage it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You pull out one of the books, and it's a little bit more disheveled now. That will be the kind of... so you don't see anything Fenrisy. But because I'm going to give you like I'm going to let you do some of it because your dice pool was what it was against the DC. You see that the printouts is where it really starts to get interesting. Stuff about the spirit world. They don't call it the worm in these printouts, but there are themes from like just like the shittiest corners of 4chan on these sorts of issues. About destruction and vengeance and like praying to dark gods and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I'm kind of going through all of these stuffs and books, and like I pick one up, leaf through it, I deem it not important, and I do that again a couple more times, and I'm getting increasingly more angry. And instead of just like putting down the thing I'm reading, I literally just like tear it in half, like one of those dudes tearing phone books.
Yeah.
Until like I finally pick up a piece of paper that is like, oh, 4chan. Clearly this is important. It's got the little like 4 clover on top. And I immediately calm down. It's like, okay, I found something. And I hand that to Z.
Yeah.
You also notice that like as you're going through these piles, you see like I said, I mean these are stories about loved ones bludgeoning, their spouse, people bludgeoning their spouses to death. You notice that there's some notes on it. And it says, like one of these stories where like he tied up some occult things around his house and then because he wanted a promotion, so he was willing to sacrifice his child to a blood god he thought he discovered. And then on the back of that paper, it says release energy with a question mark. And then you also notice that you find some more, like there's a couple of pictures taken with like a camera, like an actual camera.
Like film, like a.
Yeah. Okay. And it looks like the photos from the ID. You noticed because you had the IDs. You see one for each of the victims at the.
Oh, he was stalking him.
Mm.
You should, Jacqueline. Mitchell and Joy, right? So
Yeah. And you also find
look at
something
me,
that
I know names.
honestly, it looks like if he was building his own Frankenstein creature.
Mm-hmm.
oh, okay, that's
a whole new layer that I wasn't prepped for.
It just went sci-fi.
At the sign of the crime.
Yeah, but I thought like maybe he was absorbing those parts or something. I don't know.
Or he put them in that freezer that you guys are too babies to open.
Then you can open it.
Hey, you can't talk. You're a wolf. You.
I'm also not in the same room.
Yeah.
I'm metagaming. I'm sorry.
Stop it. You're a wolf in the other room.
Wolf in the other
Like
room.
you literally you told us to read this stuff, and that's what we're doing. Like, what the fuck do you want from us, Taiga?
Just hear growling.
I hear like dog whines from the other room.
Never mind. I'm not in the room.
Actually, this is a good. So you guys, this is kind of what you're doing. Oh yeah, and you also find a manila folder with a list.
Most important kind of folder.
Yeah, you pull out the details. You pull out the at the very top of the list as you're pulling it out. You notice it's kind of large print, but says "break the dogs." And there's little subsections of tase them, chain them, beat them.
Oh no!
Yeah, as you kind of get done with that section, the next page is it looks like a recipe for something.
Okay,
one bushel of nightshade,
like normal ingredients.
Hemlock. Yeah,
not weird. Not like eye of newt.
No.
Okay.
No.
These are still witch ingredients, though. Like, this is still magic ingredients.
And hemlock. That sounds like some poison.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't want like weird guts or anything in this. I was just checking for that. So. Anyway.
Yeah, and notes for like distilling. Looks like some chemistry kind of notes along with these ingredients. And then there's looks like hands kind of in different shapes on one of the pages.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last page kind of, or underneath each one of these hand gestures, there's like a word, because you failed to check with you guys, is just words underneath them, but they're not English.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, probably a ritual of some sort. That's what the hand motions are.
Well, yeah. I'm gonna keep.
The ingredients are stuff that you could get in like a garden.
Mm-hmm. Got it. But he doesn't have a garden, right? There wasn't a garden we saw.
He's the leader. He is the leader of a horticultural festival.
That's right. He doesn't need a garden. He has a club for it. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna hold on to this manila folder for my Batman plans to take care of all of you guys if you ever go rogue.
Yeah. That won't work.
Great.
That's not gonna work. You know that as a guru that this stuff might not kill a Garou.
Yeah.
Probably human. So we're gonna switch. Are you guys?
I think we're good. I'm gonna mull over this information, and I think we can switch to Taiga's perspective.
So we're switching into the other room. Well, it's kind of like an office. Clean. Weirdly clean.
Even though it stinks more.
Yeah, well, it's somewhat clean. It's tidy. Not clean. Let's say that. It is it does not have the piles of trash necessarily that are signature to the rest of the house. However, the smell of permanent marker, charcoal, acrylic paint, blood and feces overwhelm, assault your senses. Your nose is being, and you notice that as you these smells are coming from markings above what look like empty cages, large dog cages. They are spiral shaped,
like we saw in the woods.
Like you saw in the woods. Kind of like them, not exactly, but kind of like what you saw in the woods.
How many dog cages?
6.
I know I'm illiterate, but I can count.
Yeah, you understand the concept of 6.
You got fingers. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I have
Some.
digits
Yeah.
right now, but
Or maybe Tyga would understand it as maybe a pack's worth.
Yeah.
A part of a pack's worth.
Can I?
A litter's worth. There you go. A litter's worth.
Yeah. Can I? Is my nose discerning enough to tell if the feces are dog or not?
Yeah, it's dog feces.
They're just dog shit. Are the kennels?
So is the blood.
Yeah. Are the kennels clean or?
No. There's like dogs. Yeah, there's like, it looks like he didn't take them out. They were just forced to sit in the cages, and they're like those sort of cages, like where they have them at. I know you have them at your work, where they had that like little kind of like raised surface, and it's like the grates and stuff like that. So it's not like they're going to be uncomfortable laying down, but if they piss, it's just going to go into the tray underneath.
We don't have those at work, but they. I know what you're. They're like
kennels have them. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have been funny if the dog kennels were the one place of this house that were clean, though.
It would have been interesting. My other question, how fresh or not does it look in there? Like, is it all dried up, or is it like
mostly dried up? There's
a steaming pile of shit in there right now.
No, it's mostly dried up.
Okay.
The blood on the walls has faded to the kind of corroded brown of dried blood. There might be a couple of pools of urine still left in the cage, but again, it's older, not months old, but maybe a couple weeks.
But also not fresh.
Yeah.
Is it possible for me to do some sort of occult check on the thingies on the ceiling?
Oh, you want to? Yeah. Give me give me a resolve an occult.
Resolve an occult.
Yeah.
Okay. I have an Umbra specialty. I'm guessing this isn't relevant here.
No.
Okay. I have 6 pips total, but in Resolve an Occult, and I currently have 3 rage. So I will roll
your rage die.
Rage dice.
So 3 rage die.
10. Greater than 6. No successes, and only 1, 2. And then an additional 3d10. Nope. 3d10. 2 successes total.
Yeah, you just know that they looked a lot like the symbols that you found
Okay.
around the site. Nothing really more than that. You did not get a. There were no brutal outcomes, right?
No.
It was close, but no.
No.
Based
I got 1, 2, but it's supposed to be a pair to be a brutal outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Um.
Yeah, you didn't get not well. Are you on? We're on roll 20 here.
Mhm.
And that first set is your raised die. You've got the 1, 2.
4, 2,
Yep.
3.
Yep. No brutal, but yeah, you don't really know anything more other than these look. There's a lot of similarities in these spirals and glyphs around the room to what you found at the site and on the trees and on those like crystal spearheads that you found as well. So unfortunately for Taiga, not a whole lot more new information.
Yeah. I would like to shift again back into my helmet form. And I step out of the room.
When you shift into your homage form, you hear a growl and a canine sort of being leaps from a pile of trash in the corner.
Oh no!
At you.
Does it look like a normal dog?
Nope. You're in the middle of combat now. So, wasn't going to attack another canine, but as soon as you went into homage form, it was not happy with you.
Yeah.
So interesting.
Yep.
Trash, and then was like, "Wait a second, you're a human now." Bite, bite, bite.
I don't like that.
Yep.
I should have explored further to find the weird dog thing.
Yeah.
Does it look stitched together and Frankenstein-y?
It looked like it suffered a major. I mean, like, it looks like it should be dead. It looks zombie-like.
And it doesn't look like a hispo.
Its eyes glow. Its eyes somehow glow black with a little white center.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, like the Proto Saber, Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit like that. A little bit like that with the Mandalorian kind of saber. That's how they kind of glow.
Like the dark saber, not the Proto Saber.
And the wounds on its side kind of pulse with similar energy.
That ain't good. Change back into a wolf ash. You'll be fine.
Well,
when
so let's do this. We're gonna do some. We are going to roll for somewhat of an initiative just to help me keep track of turns. You, by the way, you guys do absolutely hear this kind of roar.
Yeah, but it might take us to get in there.
Screams, probably.
Yeah, Taiga screams.
Goddamn zombie fucking dog.
Yeah.
What die do you want us to roll for initiative?
You can roll your. Hold on one second. Just double checking on these combat rules here.
Initiative.
I don't.
You might not even do that. It might just be
I don't think
it's
really
going to go and then you're going to go.
is a thing.
I don't think it is.
Combat. There we go. See conflict. That's what they call it. So, for those of us following along, conflicts is what they call combat here, which will be found on page 123. They also give you a sample conflict on page 33.
Yeah, like at this point, I think all that would really happen is we kind of decide what the contested check is going to be between Taiga and this dog-like creature, and they'd roll their contested check against each other to see who comes out on top.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then like Z and I on our turn, we would basically be reacting to the
Combat.
the sound of fighting and stuff and making our way over there.
Come on. Conflict goes up 100. There we go. Here we go.
157 times in the book.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, contest. Contest and conflicts. All right. So, it is going to try and bite you.
Uh-huh.
What are you going to do?
I am gonna shift into my Krynos form.
Cool. So you're going to have a 2 dice penalty because the bonus. But you are now. Give me a rage check.
And that is it's 2 rage checks because it's
2
Krynos.
rage checks. It's Krynos. Yes, 2 rage checks. D10. Just roll a simple D10, I believe.
So with a 3 and a 2, does that mean I lose 2 points of rage as I shift?
Yes.
1.
Or
oh no, that's 2 fails. Sorry,
It's just on fail.
2
Yeah.
fails. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So two. Take away 2 points of rage. That means you only have 1 left, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Cool. So while you were in your Krynos form, what are you gonna do? You gonna fight?
I'd like to do claws and kind of swipe the zombie dog, like kind of bat it away from me.
Alrighty.
I guess we have to see if the dog is going to bite me.
Yeah. So I'm gonna roll the appropriate roll. So go ahead and roll your strength plus brawl. We'll call it that.
And then I get a +3 for using my claws.
No, the claws will deal an additional 3 damage.
Yeah.
If they do damage.
Okay. I follow.
Okay. So who goes first? It can be found on page 125. The question arises during close combat. So unless one side has surprise, so it's going to go first.
Yeah, that would make more sense.
Then it would be close combatants, ranged combatants, new combatants, and then anything else that happens.
Okay. So it will go first while I am still in my Hamid form.
Yep. pulling up. Sorry, had to go back to part of the book. There it is. Alrighty. So, you... Oh. No. Why?
Yeah.
What are you trying to
Slash R.
Yeah, you want to do /R or /roll.
And don't put a space between the 8 and the 8.
All right. Thank you. Been a while since I used it.
There it is.
1,
Okay.
3 successes.
Yes.
So this is
If it gets brutal outcomes or not.
No, it doesn't have
Rage dice.
race dice. So it is going to bite you, though.
Mm-hmm.
And
so it seems like all combat or all conflict is some sort of like contested check against two parties.
you're going to take 3 levels of superficial damage. Oh, just take 2 because I messed up on that. I misread what it does here. So just take 2. That last one won't count.
So I just want to get this straight. The reason Ashley isn't like participating in the contest, like the creature is just biting her, is like she was caught off guard and isn't having like a chance to respond. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. And then now she'll go into Krynos. And then combat will resume.
Okay.
Okay, so I sustained 2 points of superficial damage. In my reaction,
And then you two in that same turn
Mm-hmm.
will be getting into the room.
Okay.
So you can do what you want on your way in, I think. I'm going to allow it.
So I sustain my 2 points of damage. I then shift into my Krynos form, which gives me 4 additional points of health. However, I failed my rage check, so I only have 1 point of rage remaining.
That's right.
And then I wanted to bat the zombie dog away with my claws. And because you were saying it was going to be a strength and brawl, I would be correct in saying that is a physical challenge, so I should receive a 4 dice bonus.
Yeah.
How
So
it
you're
works?
still going to be up 2 on your combat dice.
Okay, so that would have been a total of 9 pips, but I used 2 to transform, which puts me at 7 pips. So I have to roll 7 pips or 7 dice.
3,
One of them is a rage die.
5 would have been so 5 would have been 9 minus 2, 7 total.
Okay, I'm going to resolve that, and then I have an additional question.
Make sure you make one of those dice a rage die. I don't think it really matters because there's only one.
Yeah, you only have 1 rage die. You can't really have brutal.
I couldn't enact a brutal outcome.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be 1, 2, 3 total successes.
1, 2, 3 total successes. Yep. So you got it. Now you're gonna roll your you would roll your strength die plus
So 3 dice.
3 more. So you
Plus 3
got
more.
you got a total of 6 damage die.
Three successes.
Nice. So you clock that thing and slam it against the wall. You hear,
Oh.
It bit me first.
it did. Bad dog.
So my other question is, because the Krynos form
mhm.
regenerates 2 per rage check, does the 2 rage checks that was my cost to turn into Krynos count?
I think regenerating is a thing you do. I don't.
Like, it's a separate thing you do. It doesn't just happen when you do rage checks.
That's what I thought, but maybe I'm
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah, you'd have to do the rage check, or you'd have to do the regeneration check, like
Yeah.
bonus.
Yeah.
That's what it's saying. As it's a guru player can make a rage check to instantly heal a level of the character's superficial damage each turn, or 2 levels if they're in Krynos form. It's you have to make a rage check to regenerate. It's not something that happens as a result of other rage checks happening.
So so next turn you could make a rage check at that bonus action. You'd still be -2, but you have a chance at getting back to health levels.
So it says that for regeneration, doing so isn't itself an action and can be performed in addition to any actions the werewolf is performing.
Oh, my bad.
Regenerating in this manner is done at the start of the turn when actions are declared.
Yeah.
So I could have done a rage check at the start of the turn since I have.
If that's the case, you can still do one.
D10. What's that?
You can still do one.
So because I am a Krynos, but I only have 1 rage. It doesn't matter. It's 2 per rage check. So I do okay.
Yeah, if you succeed your rage check, if you get a success on this rage check, you can heal yourself.
I would caution you maybe to think about this, because we're at like a 50-50 chance where you could lose the wolf right now.
Yeah.
If I fail it.
If you fail, you go to 0 rage.
And then I'm not in the wolf.
Yeah, and it seems like you're not really in super immediate danger at the moment.
No, I have 2 more health than I normally would because I'm in Krynos. So
yeah,
I will hold on that because that is a really great point, Dalton. I didn't think about that. I'm still learning, everyone. So
we all are.
Yeah.
I think that is the end of my turn. I have swapped the zombie dog, and hopefully my compatriots are coming to explore the chaos, and they get to see me hulked out.
Yeah. So, you guys are going to. So because we're back in there, is going to take another leap at you.
Don't we have to resolve what Spencer and Dalton are doing?
They're outside the room.
We're running up.
They're running up, but because you guys are in direct conflict, in like close combat, it's going to go you 2 first, then Spencer, Dalton as they come in.
I see.
We understand that they're coming in. That has to happen. So they are kind of like in movement. They're moving around all of the piles of garbage.
I need to resolve if they're shifting, though.
That will happen as they're coming into the room.
Okay. Sounds
like their action is coming into the room. They still have the bonus actions for that turn.
So where I'm a little confused on is, it looks to me like conflicts are contest rolls, and like that's the entire thing. It's since Taiga and this creature are in direct conflict, they're both choosing to do a thing, and they both roll their dice pools, and whoever got the most successes is going to be the one dealing the damage.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, because
Okay.
if you tie, each person takes like 1 damage, but like you're minusing successes from each other, and then whoever comes out on top, that's the direct damage dealt.
Okay, so the first round of damage though doesn't count. Okay,
Yeah, that
actually,
first round that was Taiga being surprised and just getting bitten.
So Ashley, you got a total of. We're going to keep your damage rolls.
3 successes.
But you got 3 successes. All right, so I'm going to do.
So this would be applied to the next turn because this is where it's contested.
Yeah. So this is the wolf is you're the wolf attacked you. You hulked out and you're taking a swipe at the wolf. The wolf is going to try and bite your arm mid swipe.
And the wolf succeeds.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, by a lot more than you did. Okay.
Yeah, so that wolf got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes, minus Ashley's 3 successes, which means the wolf is going to be doing 3 damage to Ashley. That's how I'm reading the conflict rules.
Perfect. And then for our story, for those following along who have the player's handbook, what page is that on, Dalton?
It's like in how I'm kind of interpreting the examples in 124. So basically the dice pool each participant uses is called their conflict pool. In a fight, the conflict pool might be strength and brawl or composure and firearms. And in a debate, it might be charisma and persuasion or manipulation and etiquette, so on. Characters might change pools during a conflict. The attacker and defender roll their pools simultaneously in a basic conflict, which is what is kind of happening now. As with other basic contests, the side that scores the most successes wins that turn of the conflict. The winner subtracts the loser's successes from their total and applies the remainder as damage to one of the loser's trackers, either willpower or health.
Okay. So you got 3. They got 1, 2, 3,
6,
4, 5, 6. So they're going to take 3 damage. You were going to take 3 more physical damage. Superficial.
Going along with what we have just learned, should I have done some sort of contested roll when the zombie dog attacked me initially to like?
So if the conflict is one-sided, such as when the defender is trying to avoid getting shot, only attacker can inflict damage. If both participants are able to cause harm to the opponent, the conflict is two-sided, and so on. I think what Justin was saying originally was that you were caught off guard and surprised in the original situation and weren't really able to respond. It kind of like bit you.
So we handled that correctly, and we handled the damage correctly from that.
Yeah.
Great.
I think we did.
So I take 3 more additional points of damage.
Yep. Cool. So you, as it attacks, since that was a fair amount, kind of knocked you back through the flimsy door, and now you're both in the hallway. Guys, what are you doing?
Yeah, so Z and I, we see Taiga getting like tackled outside of the room into the hallway.
Yeah.
Taiga in her like full Krynos mode. I mean, we should obviously attack it very clearly.
I agree.
I was trying to see, so I never left my Glabro form. Is there any like maintaining that type of rule?
Yeah. Once you're in that form, you're in that form until you choose to like not be in.
Cool. I wasn't sure if
I
I needed to
understand
make
your
like
thing.
continued checks to stay in it.
Not that I'm aware of. And for right now, especially because like maybe if like the scene changed, you might need to keep doing it. But
Okay.
for while you're still in the house, you've shifted into Glabro.
Great. Then I'm going to try to tackle the wolf off of Taiga.
Cool.
So I think that'd probably be for me a strength and brawl.
Mm-hmm. And it's gonna try and maintain its grip
Cool.
on Taiga.
All right.
You know, like chomp down. So
I do want to bring up the multiple opponents part. So in a conflict during which teaming up makes sense, a character facing multiple opponents loses 1 die from their pool when they defend against each successive opponent that targets them. This applies only to situations where the character strictly evades additional attacks. To attack and deal damage to multiple foes, a character must instead split their dice pool, dividing it among those they wish to attack. Any opponents not attacked are defended against as normal, full pool minus a die for each previous opponent. So I think in this situation, the wolf creature isn't really trying to attack me back. It's just trying to like not get tackled by me.
yeah.
So it would basically
it's not sure.
It would lose a die from its pool because it's focused in on Taiga and wasn't really expecting me.
Mm-hmm.
Does everybody agree with that assessment?
That sounds like a correct interpretation of the rules as written.
I'll allow it.
So I have 3 strength, 3 brawl, and plus 2 for being in my Glabro form for a total of 8. One of which is a rage die.
Okay. Nothing from the raised die.
Uh, 3 successes plus a crit, so 5 successes.
Okay.
And I think the wolf probably has to roll some sort of like, what is?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what that would be to even like just
dexterity plus athletics is the dodging check the book gives on page 125.
Yeah. Okay. So it is. It doesn't have anything. Okay. Yeah. It's just trying to hang on.
Mm-hmm.
You're just tackling it. Oh, so that's wrong. Anyway. You got 3 successes? Cool. It is knocked off.
Well, I got 5 successes because I got 2 10s.
Yeah. So are you just tackling it, or are you just taking like?
When I say tackle, I mean like I'm trying to hurt it. Like, I'm only in Glabro form, so I don't think I have like weapons. It's like a punch tackle, like jujitsu hold, whatever you want to describe that I'm doing. I'm trying to hurt it in a manner that would get it to stop attacking my friend.
Yeah, you jump on and just try and actually just bite the spine right out of it.
Mm-hmm. So I think because I won by 4 successes, that's 4 damage I'm dealing.
1, 2, 3.
I got 2 10s. So.
Oh, you do got 2 10s. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, so those count as 4 total, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you got 5. So -1 from there, 9. Yeah, 4 successes. So you were gonna do 4 levels of aggravated damage to this thing.
Ooh.
Because it's your teeth. And your teeth and claws, I think even in Glabro form, still count as aggravated damage.
There's
And you do.
Do aggravated damage. It's only in Krynos and Hispo.
Oh, okay. Well, it is still a fair amount of damage. What does this mean? Health influence.
Well, if I'm going next,
Yeah.
I like to think so. I only have one rage, and I don't want to lose the wolf, so I'm not going to change forms. So Z probably sees just Benny do the thing that Benny does best, which is tackle the crap out of this thing and just start wrestling with it and knocking the crap out of it. And see, he's not built for combat. I have nothing in brawl, and my strength is 1. So I like to think that maybe he runs over, and as Benny's martial artsing, jujitsuing, grappling it and stuff, he just lightly kicks it. Which would be 1d10 if you want me to roll that, Justin.
No. So weirdly enough, Benny's form in the Glabro don't seem to be doing
much damage or anything.
It's just physical damage. Sorry, they have a special thing on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? The amount of damage that it received is enough to kill it because it doesn't have a lot of health.
So
Benny gets on top of it. Yeah, you walk up and kick this dead body because Benny ripped the spine out of it, just ripped its throat right out. But.
Well, I mean, Taiga loosened it.
Taiga loosened it. However,
I do have an additional question to resolve before we move on.
Oh, we're not moving on just yet. So
it relates to earlier though.
Oh wait, never mind. Okay, how much damage did you do? 1. 4. You did 4. All right. No, it's hanging on by a thread. You walk up and kick it. All right.
What's your thing, Ash?
My question has to do with gaining rage. So, provocation, harm, or humiliation. If the guru suffers harm, pain, or other emotional or physical agitation, they gain a point of rage, maximum 1 per turn. Note that once combat begins, most damage and injury don't yield additional rage. So, my question is, should I have gained a point of rage when the zombie dog initially bit me?
Oh. Yes. Yes, you should have, and that's on me for not knowing that. Yeah. You have 2 rage. Benny, you kick it.
Z kicks it.
It. Roll your...
It's 1d10. It is 1d10.
Roll your 1d10, bud.
Bro, buy a gun.
Yeah, buy a gun. No, yeah.
Ohio.
You
Constitutional carry was instituted.
Yeah, you just made it angry. Doesn't do anything to it. Taiga. 2 rage.
2 rage.
Things barely hanging on.
Yeah, I am gonna, it's kind of got me pinned down, but I still have jaws, so I'm just gonna try to bite it.
But I still have jaws.
Brawl and strength.
Brawl and strength. And the bite is +1 aggravated, so I'm not clear on if that's an additional die.
It's going to deal an extra damage in an aggravated level.
Okay.
Or so I think it's all aggravated, but you get 1 more damage.
Strength and brawl.
Yep. And because
my Krynos is 4.
Yeah, and it's fighting you with that brawl kind of fighting back with you. It's going to try and bite you again. But because there's 3 of you attacking it, it's going down to 5 instead of 8.
For myself, no brutal outcomes, and 1, 2,
3, 4,
5 total successes.
5 total successes.
1. If you have like a, were we doing anything with a 1? Does that subtract from successes?
No.
That's old rules.
No, that's old rules. You get to do, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it got 1, 2, 3, 4. You deal the damage. You also deal 1 extra damage because of your bite. So yeah, Ashley just bites the head clean off. Clean fucking off.
She was done. Tyga was done.
Is that cannibalism?
No.
She doesn't eat it.
And I'll let you.
So it's only cannibalism if you swallow?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's just a taste test.
All right.
Just a taste.
You can taste. You can taste. You can't digest.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. So, is there anything weird that happens now because you're in Krynos? It's our first time dealing with Krynos players or viewers. Let's see. So,
and players. It's first time for everybody here.
I think it's just at the start of a turn, if they didn't kill something in the previous turn, a wolf in Krynos form must spend 1 willpower to avoid going into frenzy.
Okay, so you have slain an agent of the worm. You're really happy about it, but you're in Krynos, so maybe you want to fix that. Do your 2 regeneration dice.
That's if she wanted to regenerate. But Ashley, what's your question?
Well, my question is, should I have had to spend willpower during the second round of combat because I failed at?
Oh yeah. So you have 1 superficial, or you spend one willpower point, and you have like superficial damage on your willpower.
Okay, so now I'm out of. I lost a willpower because I didn't kill anything in my second round. Mm-hmm. I did kill something in this most recent round, which made me happy because I was all pissed off.
Yeah.
And am I able to kind of make a quick assessment of if there's any other additional damage?
Yeah. So actually, you notice, weirdly enough, that where it bit you, it's like corrosive.
Ooh.
Probably going to want to wash that off.
Okay. That's gross.
It's saliva. Yeah, its saliva is all over you, and you feel its saliva starting to burn into your flesh.
Oh no.
What I would like to do is do 1 rage check to attempt to regenerate.
Sweet. Do your rage check. Roll your 2. Or you just a 1.
I only roll 1 die because I'm only doing 1 rage check, but if it is a success, then I get 2 points back.
Yep.
It is a success.
Cool. Give yourself 2 superficial healing.
So that would put me back to full regular health.
Yep.
And then I still have 1 lost Krynos health.
That's fine.
And then there is no... I just know that the thing on my arm was corrosive, which is why I tried to heal. But I don't see that I'm being attacked by anything else. So I was gonna shift.
Before you have a chance to do that, before you have a chance to shift, everybody give me a... oh, no, this just happened. The animal explodes.
Whoa!
And everybody takes 1 aggravated damage.
Oh,
Okay.
no!
Aggravated damage.
Distinguish between aggravated and superficial damage on my health.
Good question. So you're supposed to do, like, it works better when it's written, but you're supposed to do 1 slash, just 1 slash as superficial, and then when you get aggravated, you do the other slash. So it's like 1/2 of an X, but then a full X. So on digital, I just put a slash. I just do like the backspace, and then I do an X for like the full. But it's supposed to be like, yeah, you're supposed to take superficial, just 1/2 of the X, and then if you fill up on superficial, you start doing aggravated, so you start filling it back the other way. Sorry, I got excited.
No, that's okay. And his cheap walls is starting to like melt as the foul demise takes hold.
Gross. I hate this.
Was the explosion loud?
No, it was like a balloon popping.
Am I covered in guts?
Yeah, but that was just like it's really more what you took was like so you recognize this because you have a cult. It was the bane leaving the body. It was a dog that was possessed by a bane after death. Because Harcourt is messing around with stuff that he doesn't fully understand.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't properly kill this dog. And there was a lesser bane that took hold of this dog, and it was hiding in the thing waiting for you to leave because it was scared, but then it saw you were just a regular, like once you turned into a human, you posed less of a threat and it attacked you.
Great.
Interesting.
I like to imagine maybe Taiga's explaining this to us.
Yeah.
Like Taiga recognizes all of that and what kind of happened. Like Z's like, what the hell was that? Wiping guts off of him.
Yeah, and Benny's like, oh yeah, no, I've heard about that.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah, it's in my notes. I have that written down on my Google Keep, my Keep notes about new werewolf stuff.
If you're gonna fucking be evil, do it all the way because this is what happens.
That's what I'm saying. Finish the job.
It doesn't seem to get rid of the lime on your arm from the bite, though. You might still want to wash that off. It's still burning. But I assume you do, actually.
Yes, I because it didn't seem like there's anything else to kill.
Yep.
I was going, but still on edge. I was thinking about shifting into my Glabro form, so I didn't have to worry about frenzy stuff.
Rage check it.
Rage check.
Upon leaving the Krynos form, you do lose 1 rage. Or no, upon leaving Krynos form, their rage is reduced to 1.
So does that mean
Yeah, you're either human or you're wolf now.
With 0 rage left?
Mm-hmm.
I would say you have the intent of. I want to make sure Ashley's making decisions fully informed of the rules. Ashley wanted to leave her Krynos form.
Mm-hmm.
So she would know that would take her down to 1 rage. So knowing that, Ashley, would you want to make the rage check to like?
You don't have to make a rage. You can just end the rage and get down to 1 to get to Glabro.
Oh
no, she still needs to make a rage check to do that. but leaving Krynos form, you
would already reduce me down to 1 range.
and so she would have to.
I think I'd just shift to Lupus and not try to do the rage check for Glabro.
Okay.
So
Unless
now
I
you're-
end up having to shift back.
You're Lupus, and you get somebody to hold you up and run the faucet over your bite.
Paw.
Oh shit! He's got his water bill paid. Let's go.
Yeah.
Z definitely is like trying to like hold you up.
Well, I guess what I'd like to imagine happens is I shift to Lupus and I start to go to lick at my wound, and Z is like, no, bad wolf.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Then helps me.
Look, shh,
Hose
water, water. Like I'm baby talking you, even though
Right, even though I have like cognitive function.
yeah. Water.
And Dan's character looks up at the computer and goes, "The fuck was that?" But this all happened very quickly.
Keep to your computer boy.
Oh, Kevin, you missed it. There was this evil zombie dog, and it exploded, and now I'm helping wash off Tiger's paw, arm
Arm paw.
Well,
Can I retcon that I actually switched into a human and not a wolf?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you can just freely do that, anyways, right?
Yeah, you could have gone from wolf to human.
You went-
Been like, this is hard to do.
Krynos, one turn went wolf, realized wait, then went human.
I mean, that
This isn't useful.
makes sense. I mean, she's more comfortable as a wolf.
Yeah, your default. I also your default is the wolf state.
Yeah.
So you might just do that accidentally and then be like, oh wait, no,
Hold on.
wrong shape.
Yeah.
Hold up.
Turned into a wolf, went to the bathroom, was like, I can't work these fucking faucets. And then like human turned on the faucets, got in, then went back into wolf in the shower.
Yeah. Yes, actually.
I have an additional question about health, having switched from Krynos.
You maintain your aggravated wounds.
Yeah, but what about the Krynos health pool? Does that just like, do I have to keep track
I'm
of
treating
it
it
the next
right
time
now.
I go
For
into
right now,
Krynos, I still have
No, for right now,
none
it's
of that
treated
damage?
as like bonus HP.
Okay. So if I were to turn back into Krynos in the future, I would have my full 4 HP, not 1 HP, since I have 3 damage left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'd have whatever like regular damage you had going into Krynos form at that time, which you would maintain, but you lose your Krynos damage first.
Yeah.
Unless it's aggravated damage, which then it's like permanent damage. That might not be the right way to do it, but that's the way I'm going to rule it right now.
Yeah,
So-
that makes sense. Your Krynos health resets every time you go back into the form. Like,
Makes sense to me.
Just
your
like
your
Thor.
form doesn't maintain those injuries when it's not active. I think we want to take a little bit of a break and cool down after that combat. So I think we'll do that real quick and be back in a few minutes to see. I don't know what the heck that was. What's
Yeah.
going on? Can we get any answers? Did the neighbors hear? Who knows? Find out next time. Well, next few minutes.
And next few minutes
In
after break.
approximately 5 to 10 minutes.
All right.
Peace.
Stay tuned. And welcome back to the ABCs of RPGs, where we teach you the basics of tabletop role-playing games, where we enjoy the mistakes so you don't have to.
Yeah.
Ma scusi. Otra vez. All right, no dead air. Anyway, I am your storyteller for this campaign. We're playing Werewolf the Apocalypse. My troop going right to left as I'm looking at it on our quick stream. We're going to start with my buddy Dalton, and then we'll go around real quick introductions before we get into finishing this week's session.
Quick introductions. My name's Dalton. I've got he, him pronouns. I'm playing a guru named Benny Grebe, who also has he, him pronouns, that is feeling good because he just got to tackle a thing and fight a thing. So that was very, very fun for him. Spencer?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, me next. Yes, I'm Spencer, he, him pronouns. I'm playing a character named Z Osman, who is a Philodox auspice in Tribe Children of Gaia. I built him not for physical combat, so he is supposed to be very smart and good at mental contests, but not good for physical, as we found out with the 1d10 roll.
Quick introduction, Spencer. We're not role playing yet.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Taiga. Ashley, next up.
Hi, my name's Ashley. I use she, her pronouns. I'm playing a character named Taiga who technically uses she, her pronouns, but because she is a wolf-born, she doesn't have strong feelings about gender identity. She just got to Hulk out and be her first character in Krynos and bit the throat of a zombie dog. And that takes us back to Justin to continue where we left off.
Sweet. So we just finished off. The troop had killed a zombie dog possessed by an evil spirit, reanimated by an evil spirit. They fought this evil spirit dog because they have been searching for clues as to the location. I'm sorry, a location of a missing person named Hannah Harcourt. And their search has led them to the house of a very unseemly man named Rickert Muller. Getting back into the scene, one of our esteemed colleagues couldn't be here, so I will be playing the part of Kevin for right now. Who was in the corner during this fight being useless on the computer.
Well, we'll see if it's not
Exactly useless because he goes, "Hey guys, I think I found these. I think Rickart's going down I think this list is a list of victims."
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the cross off means that they're dead.
Yeah.
But there's this other person next on the list named Bridget, and I went on the internet and I found out, where she lives.
Kevin, you son of a bitch, that's genius. Let's go.
Okay, cool.
Hey, is Hannah's name crossed off that list?
No.
Hannah's name is not crossed off. It's actually written in ink on the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
but it is on the list.
Yeah, you can't tell, but Kevin tells you this. He's like, yeah, well, she's. I mean, I have her address too, if you want to go there. Really kind of up to you guys. I'm just here for the money.
I think we should go to the person who's next on the list. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So.
I'm going to open the freezer first.
Oh, you open the freezer.
Oh boy. Oh no.
Give me.
Oh.
The freezer is actually kind of empty. Give me a wit or intelligence plus investigation, whichever you have higher. Doesn't matter to me. Rolling that
That's a
up.
total of 3 little pips.
3 little pips. Oh!
Oh, 2 successes.
Hey!
3. Right?
No.
See,
No,
just
just 2.
Oh, it's not a pair.
It's pair.
So, 2 successes is all you need. So you see that there are bits of dog hair and blood. Looks like
No liver, or severed arms, or anything.
No. It looks like maybe he used this thing for like storage for the dog corpses to keep them
fresh-ish.
Gross.
Yeah.
And before we leave, you said the corpse of the zombie dog kind of exploded. Is there like anything left?
Goo. Goo.
Okay.
Nasty goo.
Yeah. Can I?
Acidic, corrosive goo.
Yeah, I don't want to spend too much time because I know we have the address for the next thing, but I guess I think Z will do kind of like a run around the house real quick to see if there was any leftover clues or anything, but it looks like he didn't really find anything, right?
No, as you run through the house, cockroaches skitter in front of you as you run through, but you find nothing other than just piles of trash.
Tyga, team, this is right after he saw the cockroaches. I think we're done here. Let's continue on and make sure you check your pockets for any bugs.
I'm like, cool. Let's blow this popsicle stand. And on the way out, I would like to pick up the half-eaten French fry container and start munching on the fries as we.
Tyga.
Kevin is thoroughly repulsed.
No, Tyga, you don't know where those have been.
I mean, they've been in McDonald's, probably.
They smell fine to me. They smell better than the rest of this house.
Well,
I'm hungry.
No, we'll get you. We can get fries on the way. Put that down. I will buy you a French fry.
A single French fry? That's not enough.
It's a unit. It's like just put that down, Tyga. We'll get some on the way. We'll go through the drive-thru.
You say I'm gonna get a fry. It's like a collective noun.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what a collective noun is.
It's like a word that we have for a group of things. One word.
Pack of fries?
Yeah, like a pack of fries.
A pack of fries.
But obviously, I am discussing a pack like a unit of wolves, not a pack like the word.
Yeah, no. Kevin gets it. Kevin also doesn't know why he's referring to himself in the third person.
I reluctantly place down the rest of the fries, but I will take like 3 more to shove in my mouth as we walk out the door.
Nasty. Grab it.
I don't. You're going to have to pull it out of my mouth like my dog when he eats acorns.
Are you human form or are you like wolf form?
Oh, no, I'm in a human form.
Okay, gross. He doesn't. All right, well, come on, guys. Let's go. Like, look, that dog exploding. I don't know. Also, I'm pretty sure people heard you go through the wall there. I heard it.
All right. What are we doing about clothes for Tyga?
We've tried to dress her.
Well, no, but she was like hulked out into Krynos form.
From
Oh no, I did the right.
Didn't you do the right on me?
Oh,
so I
okay.
kept. Did you let me? Clothes.
Did you let me do the rite of dedication?
I let you do it on my tattered clothes.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
And you're like, we need to get you real clothes, and I was like, nah.
So you're wearing clothes when in your wolf form?
Mm. The clothes like become part of her wolf form.
Yeah, like
same thing with the like Spencer has a ritual that makes it so that your clothes become part of your form when you leave anything other than Hamid or Glabro.
Okay, so they don't like reshape or something. They just kind of like aren't there.
Yeah, it's not like up. It's not like if you were wearing a suit, you'd look like you'd be an adorable wolf in a human suit.
See, that's what I want. I want a tiny little lupus wolf walking around in like a full like double-breasted suit. That'd be hilarious.
We all want.
That's how I like to imagine Z views himself, but yeah.
I turned to Benny as we're walking out the door that is collapsed on the ground, and I'm like, should you put that back?
Put what back? And you turn to Benny, and he has the fries you put down.
See,
this guy knows what's up.
No, I will buy everyone fries on the way. Please put the disgusting fries found in the crazy man's home down.
They taste good, don't they, Benny?
I eat all of the fries at once, and I put the empty container down.
God damn it.
You guys
Gaia, help me.
Gaia wouldn't want us to waste food.
I think she would want you to not eat disgusting fries found in a.
That's not food. That's leftovers tainted by the worm.
He murdered dogs and reanimated their corpses. Let's not eat his food.
Creating his property because of it.
Okay. All right, that's it. We're stopping by McDonald's on the way.
How do you pronounce it like that, bro?
It's McDonald's. It's not. That's what it's called here. No, what's it called?
Nope. It's called Skippity Bippity.
It's totally different.
No rhyming or anything. It's Skippity Bippity.
Skippity Bippity.
We're stopped by Skippity Bippities on the way.
Skippity Bippity Burgers.
All right, so we get in the car. We put
leave in his house a disaster.
Yeah, no, I crash out the front door. Like I break down the front door too on the way out.
Okay.
How did they describe?
We are not being subtle.
How did they describe large sizes at Skippity Bippities? Is it a super bippity? Super skippity bippity?
Yeah, well, you have the skippity, you have the skippity bippity, and you have the skippity bippity boo.
That makes sense.
Rex.
Oh, okay. Anyways, we can move on.
Does Kevin take the computer?
Yeah. So Kevin actually picks up the computer, and then like as soon as he like unplugs it, it dies. This is an old computer, and no battery.
Oh, yeah.
But does he take it with him when we leave?
Yeah. Why not?
Why not? Might be something you go on there.
Fingerprints are all over it anyway.
Yep.
Well, it's in a murder home.
Yeah, his fingerprints are all over this computer in a murder home. So
we get in the car, we put in the GPS, the new address, but then I add a stop in the middle for the fast food restaurant.
Skippity bippity.
Skippity bippities.
I said, like, do we want the one that's a 3-minute detour, 5-minute detour, but it's closer to the destination?
Oh, it is closer to destination. Yeah, we'll do that one.
Stupid. Is there? So let's put together some of what we know while we're on the way there, while we're driving there. This guy's clearly tampering with forces he doesn't fully understand.
Yeah,
yes.
Of the worm.
Can I look through that manila folder I grabbed that had like the info? What was it? What did it have labeled on it? Like kill the dogs or whatever?
Yeah, it breaks the dogs. It's got like instruction. You're able to put together that this was his blueprint for
the dog ritual.
Yeah, for the ritual that you saw in the woods.
For what we saw in the woods.
Subsequent rituals.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to think if it was maybe related to the creature we just fought. But no, it seems like
absolutely.
Okay.
I mean,
they're related.
That seems to be but there is stuff related to dogs and the ritual.
Okay. So it seems like
definitely involved. And based on, I don't know if you remember that you found canine skeletons in the fire pit, and
So yeah,
he might have murdered these dogs and burned the remains to get the ashes that were on the people.
Interesting. So yeah, obviously he's made a list of people that he's been murdering, and he's been taking specific body parts from each of them. On top of that,
body parts are.
Yeah.
You also remember in the manila folder there is what looks like a drawing of Frankenstein monster.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. So he is creating something, but to what end?
And where is it?
He wants to be president, Spencer. Duh.
You remember a ritual in the first session?
Right.
God.
Yep. Of course.
He had ambitions.
Well, Taiga, you mentioned that, or I'm not sure if you wanted Taiga to explain this, but you mentioned that there was an evil spirit that possessed the dog. Do we think that there is a spirit he's been listening to and he's making a body for them? For
that's
it?
a good idea. Because this was an accidental thing. He killed the dog and a Bane spirit possessed it, but
Yeah.
if he's trying to bring form to this as a bargaining tool, it's certainly not out of the realm of possibilities.
He's been listening to the
Though
spirit.
I wonder, is he already losing his battle and control of his own body with this creature? Depending on how corrupt he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, I don't know what else he'd be using a Frankenstein body for.
Yeah. Unless he just wants a menacing creature to do his bidding.
Yeah, like something to like for something else to inhabit would be.
He'll kill his opponents. Kill his co-opponents.
It seems like he doesn't really have much of an issue killing. I don't know if that's the
reason. Yeah.
With Benny's knowledge of the cult of Fenris, is there anything in there about... Do they have any sort of like tenets of trying to bring back Fenris or something like that?
Oh yeah, I mean their main goal is to eradicate the worm through whatever means possible. You know, and that's not above using agents of the worm as pawns in their goals.
Now, my other question is he just pulling information from the cult of Fenris, or is he truly a member?
You know, based on Benny would know that based on his limited understanding of the cult of Fenris, no human would be fully accepted into their ranks.
And he is a human, not a gargoyle.
Well, yeah, as far as you know.
But we don't know.
We haven't seen him change, so.
We haven't seen him change. There was
someone
markings on the inside of
the site. At least one someone. So he may be in league with someone from the cult of Fenris.
Yeah, that's why he's getting the knowledge. Yeah, I don't know. But here's your goddamn fries, you two.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're not going to make me roleplay that.
here's your freaking fries.
Good. I didn't have to do that.
I'm sorry, they said they were out of barbecue sauce, so I got you sweet and sour.
I wanted honey mustard.
They don't have honey mustard. They don't have it either.
What about cane sauce?
No, we're not at that restaurant.
What? Where?
No, don't worry about it.
We never heard of that place.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
That's copyright infringement to me.
So, do we? What is our plan?
Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
What is our plan here for what we're doing? We're going to this
random lady's house just to see if make sure she doesn't get murdered, I think.
Yeah. But like, do we have a plan?
What do we do with that?
Right. Like we're going there knowing that she is next on the list of people that will get murdered by this guy. We know that this guy isn't at his home.
So he could be there already trying to do that.
Or he already could have, for all we know.
And he just hasn't crossed it off his list. This is possible.
But we need some semblance of a plan. So, like, if we go and we knock on the door and this lady answers and she's like, "What's up?" We aren't like improvising some story about how we're trying to like sell her a phone plan or whatever.
Well, that
sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, it's worked great in the past.
Be the plan.
The other thing I'd like to mention.
Excellent idea, Benny.
It's a super good idea.
Sorry, go ahead, Ash.
Hannah's still missing.
Yeah, she's lower on the list, though.
Yeah.
Well, she's on the list. and she's missing.
She is.
And Z is a person of interest. I do think we should
Kevin's helped me out with that.
We should go to this first,
Did he?
the person next on the list.
You will.
Yeah, I
But
say.
what do you guys think we should do when we get? Should we just watch it and surveil and intervene when someone tries to murder her?
I think we should definitely make sure she's still alive.
At least as a start.
Yeah.
But then what do we do? Just leave her for him to murder him or her? Leave her for him to...
No, I think the stakeout plan is a good plan. Like you were saying, like wait around till he shows up.
So how long do we plan on
doing that?
Yeah. Like, is this a rest of the day thing, couple days thing, like few hours? Like, we need to have some semblance of a plan because, like Tyga was saying, we also probably should check on Hannah, given that she is missing.
Still.
Yeah.
Like, do we just go in, confirm she's alive, and move on?
And then risk her still getting murdered in the future?
Well, we can decide that after we check up on her, maybe.
So you guys are you guys taking a detour from Biffity Biffities to Hannah Harcourt's house instead now?
No, we're still
we're
going to
the
the address of the next person on the list.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, fine. Fuck a plan. What do we see when we get there?
Oh yeah. So you see a small one-bedroom house, just positively resplendent with plants. Ivy grows along the walls of the home, of the exterior, and along. You've got a living roof.
That's cool.
You've got, it's not really so much of a lawn as it is just like a garden of local plants. You can't really see inside because it just looks like there's, ficuses and all sorts of flora on the inside.
I vote that Z goes and knocks on the door.
I do look the most well dressed. I was able to get off at least some of the gross gunk. I can go talk to her.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll probably just go up, knock on the
all right
on the door.
You don't want to
little window kind of thingy. She's got like a little it's like one of those older doors where they have the little viewing window with the bars on the front. Not like in a kind of like an antiquated, charming kind of way, not a prison sort of way. Hello, a woman who's about 55. You see on the other side. She's got, she looks like a hippie.
Yeah. Real quick before I say anything,
like a hippie.
Did we park the conserving now van?
You've been in this conservation now van, just driving around, being all.
So we did park it out front. Okay, cool. I'm going to use that. Hello, ma'am. I'm Z Osman. I represent Conserving Now.
Heard of you?
Perfect. I'm so glad to hear that. We've been collecting donations. As you know, we are a nonprofit, and we work very hard within the community to make sure that there are green spaces around, and that the nature preserves that are set up are well funded, and that the animals that live there are preserved as well. Getting rid of invasive species, making sure that pollution isn't chopped or dumped in the areas, and really. We were just stopping by to inform you just a little bit more about what we do, and if you have.
Oh yeah, well, okay, that's quite good. He kind of pulls, like $5 bill kind of goes through.
Perfect, yeah. Okay.
Great. Bye-bye now.
Oh, thank you.
Click.
And then yeah, I'll take the $5 and go back to the party, to the troop, and just go like, well, she's alive.
Well, that's good.
She was very short on conversation, so I did not get much else from her, but she didn't. Now, okay, out of character, Justin, did she seem distressed or anything like that at all to me?
No, not really.
Okay, she seemed fine. It didn't seem like she was stressed or anybody was holding a gun to her head. So
You didn't really ask her a whole lot of questions, though, bud.
she closed the door on me.
You said you were there for donations. You took the donations. Just like, hey, bye. You're dealing with real people.
Yeah, dang it. Okay, all right. Well, I could go. I could go back up and be like, "Hey, I saw somebody mysterious running about."
Okay.
You're gonna get cops called on you again.
What?
No, I didn't want to like say I was
Who's
doing
it?
that yet.
Oh.
I was in
Okay.
planning stage. I was planning.
You're gonna get the cops called on you again.
Oh, yes, it won't be the first time.
See, this is why we had to have a plan.
Yeah,
Okay.
We should really listen to Benny.
Benny.
He's got a good head on his shoulders.
Okay.
Can I ask a quick question?
Of course.
Did Kevin do any research on this lady on the way over?
You mean aside from getting like a dossier assembled on her? Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So
I don't know what that.
you find out. Yeah, no. Actually, in his searching and figuring out where she, getting the current address, he actually found her name on some of the old horticultural mailing list.
But she's no longer a member, it seems.
She stopped being on the horticultural list maybe about 9 months, a year ago.
Which is when a lot of people felt like Rickard was getting weird. If I remember
Those, yeah, you remember that correctly. Yep, that is about the timeline. So, group, what are we doing?
Benny, what do you think?
I
My forte.
And I messed up.
You guys gonna go back?
I think someone else should go back.
okay.
Well, I don't know, not necessarily. I mean,
Yeah,
you
I could go back.
and
I could make it up an excuse that, like, hey, like I saw something weird going on in the backyard.
I mean, you could be semi-honest and be like, "Hey, I'm going to be honest. The conservative."
Hey, give me. Someone give me a wits and awareness roll.
I'm good at this. I get 6 dice with that.
Yeah.
The reason I suggested Z go up and do it is because he is the character who's allegedly good at talking.
Allegedly.
You
hear a scream.
Oh no. Okay.
From inside the house?
Mm-hmm.
All right. We should rush in there, right? Yeah. We should go.
All right. Z, you were like
yeah.
on the front porch. Like
yeah.
You're
no, it's getting dark. It's maybe like 4 or 5 o'clock, something like that, 4:30.
Okay.
Z, yeah, you were on the porch trying to like decide what to do next. You're like, do I like knock the doorbell again? Do I go back to the van? What do I do? And you hear like an ear-piercing shriek coming from inside the building. You signal at us, I guess. Like, come on, and we
run inside.
Yeah, Taiga. We run up to the house.
It's locked, so you're gonna have to break in.
Maybe I'll pound on the door and be like, "Ma'am, are you okay? Are you okay?"
I'm gonna immediately
hear
run
shouting, muffled shouting from inside. You can't really make anything out.
So what I want to do is I don't want to like run up to the front door to go in. I want to immediately go out back.
Ooh.
Okay. You go around back. Give me a stealth and death.
You said a what index?
Stealth and dex.
Stealth.
You're like sneaking around back.
Okay,
Yeah. Stealth.
I mean, I want to be sneaking, but okay.
While he's doing that, Justin, can I ask what time of the year it is?
Fall.
Like, is it fall? Okay.
Fall. Like it's 4:30. It's getting dark, but it's not so late in the.
Is
year
it
where-
cold, or is it kind of like
fall in Ohio? I don't know.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah. Sorry.
Unseasonably warm.
Got it. Perfect.
I got 2 successes.
Cool. You nobody none of the neighbors poke their head out and are like, the hell are you doing?
Okay. Which, like, understandable. The whole neighborhood just heard a woman scream.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry. I'll let this resolve, and then I have a plan.
I mean, like, I said what I do. I wanted to get out back and keep an eye out for anybody trying to like run outside from the back, or like maybe even see where someone may have gone inside from the back door. That's kind of what I'm.
And, give me a wits and a awareness.
And while he's doing that,
Or actually, give me wits and survival.
Wits plus survival.
While he's doing that, the reason why I was asking about the season and stuff like that, since it's normally hot for the season, I like to think that she might like open her windows to keep it cool. So I'm going to check to see if the windows are unlocked and try to get in that way instead of bursting down the door.
So
there's a couple windows that are open.
Perfect.
Yeah, you did. You notice a pair of boot prints.
Mm-hmm.
Bigger than you would expect for a 50-year-old woman. And then maybe something was drug behind them.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Do you want to look in the windows of the back?
Yeah.
Or fall.
You see a dude with an axe.
Oh, no. Is that where we should leave it?
I think we should probably leave it on dude with an axe inside.
Yeah? What? What did I do? I stuck in the window.
What you didn't do is why I'm laughing.
Oh.
But yeah,
talk
all right.
to
This is a good. Yeah, this is a good place to.
Clearly, I'm having a hard time playing an intelligent character.
So,
Alrighty,
well,
wow.
so wait. So did Spencer see guy with an axe inside?
No, you can't really see in from the front.
Okay, I did. I saw boot prints and something being dragged into the building or out of the building.
It looks, the evidence of like an object, an inanimate object being dragged alongside the
Footsteps.
the footsteps kind of leads more in toward the house, I would say, if you had to guess.
Cool. So I see a trail possibly leading inside. I look inside the window and I see a dude with an axe being all probably menacing, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Well, it's a man with an axe inside a house. It's not really a normal, like, that's not.
I mean, I
not
have
Bob
a
Ross,
house
man.
axe. I don't know about you guys.
Well, maybe you have a house axe. I don't know. But yeah, it's you definitely don't see Bob Ross painting beautiful pictures on the inside.
All right. Well, I think.
Does Benny
What's up, Ashley?
think that the thing that was dragged is like axe size or like body sized?
Oh, it definitely hasn't created like, it's not like a blade, you know what I mean? Like was being drugged through the.
Like how wide are the drag marks?
Maybe about 2 feet wide.
Okay. Yeah.
Lord.
Lord.
Like, you know, it's pretty gardeny back there, so like it's soft earth and stuff like that. So you can easily tell it was disturbed.
Interesting. Okay.
All right.
All right, and that's what we're gonna call it. Yeah. Well, I hope all of our viewers, thanks for sticking with us. Those of you that were watching on the live stream, if you're watching on YouTube, thanks for watching. You know, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. We will be finishing up the adventure in our next section. And, you know, thanks for tuning in. Stay learning. Oh, let's do our attributions.
Yeah.
Big shout out to the person who designed our cheat sheet, who is in the...
Oh, I thought I posted in the main chat.
Star irregardless.
There we go.
You missed.
Yep, we were going around in Renegade's Discord, Spencer.
Yes. Yes. And Renegade has their own Discord server.
Yeah, they have their own Discord server. A lot of people willing to help out, and they posted some very helpful infographics that helped us kind of like realize and piece together a lot of the rules that we were really figuring out today. So definitely huge shouts out to them. We really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, yeah, a couple thank yous out to Roll20 and them for having us our little like dice rolly thing. And thanks to HeroForge for today. We got to use Kevin's human model and that fucking mustache he's got.
Oh my gosh, love it.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, it sounds like we're finishing up the little werewolf adventure next week is the plan. So
yeah.
see you guys all again next Sunday at about this time.
Woo! Keep on learning.
For the exciting conclusion.